we're still struggling with. So let's refresh and go over our targets. Raise your hand if you'd like to read the first one nice and loud. Alyssa, go ahead.
I can round numbers 1,000 or less to the nearest 10 or 100.
Thank you. What about the second one? What are we going to do, Nasir?
Explain what rounding is and why it's important.
Good. So, quick review. What is rounding? Think for a second. Give me a thumbs up near your heart if you think you know what rounding is. If you can explain it. What is rounding? What is rounding, Adrian?
Maybe rounding your numbers?
Rounding your numbers, what does that mean?
Rounding your numbers to the nearest 10.
Nearest 10 or 100. Why would we do that? What does rounding help us with? What's rounding help us with, Tesla?
It can help us with better skip counting. It can help us round the numbers of the 10s, 20s, and multiply.
Okay, it can help us with other operations like multiplication, division. I heard. Anything else to add on to her? Okay. Rounding is lets you tell about how many. It's not exactly. Sometimes you just need to know about how many things you need to buy. It tells you which number it's closer to on a number line. So for example, if you're going to a pizza party and you need, there's 10 people, is it okay if you have like 9 pieces? Is that a good? No, you would need at least like, if you could only get 9 or 12 pieces, if there's 10 people, how many pieces do you have to get? 12. Because otherwise you wouldn't have enough for everybody. If there's 10 people, 9 would not be enough. So we'd have to round up. I have to get the 12 pieces. There might be extra, but at least everybody will have some. So let's look at the digits in the ones place. This number is?
11.
Okay, 11. If the digit in the ones place right here is a 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, those numbers are pretty small. Do we round up or down? Show me your thumbs. We round down. You got it. Always round down. So 11 is closer to 10. So the 1 stays the same. The tens place stays the same, but the ones place rounds down. However, if we look at this, if we're going to round this to the nearest 100, we're going to look at the tens place. If it's a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, remember yesterday we had trouble with that. If it's 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, show me your thumbs. Good. We always round up. So that would change this digit. This time this 3 is going to change. It's not a 300 anymore. It becomes a 400. So we got that, right? So I have a soccer ball. And there's a kind of a poem that goes with it. 5 and above, give it a shove. 4 and below, let it go. 5 and above, give it a shove. So if I'm right here at a 5, what's the ball gonna do? If we shove it, go down. We're gonna shove it to the next highest number. So 55 rounds to the nearest 10 would round to 60. So raise your hand. What about 43? Is 43? Am I gonna shove it up, or are we just gonna let it go?
Let it go.
Raise your hand. Jada, what do you think? Why? It's a 3 in the ones place, and so that's closer to
40.
40. Okay, one more. Hopefully this kind of helps. What if we are at 48? Raise your hand. Tony,
Push it up.
push it up.
Because it's closer to 50.
Because it's closer to 50, we're just going to shove it a little bit more. It's about 50. That's it. So I have this game. You get to roll your own number, and we'll decide if it's a heads or a tails. That's if you're going to round it to the hundreds or the tens place. So I'm just going to flip my little turtle friend here. If it's heads up, then we're gonna round to the nearest 100. If it's belly up, we'll round to the nearest 10. Sound good?
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you want to try it first. And if you need a little number line, you can pull it out. There's a halfway point. You can kind of see which 10 it's closer to, or if you're rounding to the hundreds, but you might not need it. Jair, come on up. Roll all 3 dice. I'm gonna roll the turtle for you. Okay, heads up. You'll round it to the nearest 100. What's your number?
100.
And
15.
and what's it round to?
100.
100. High five. If you disagree or agree with somebody, feel free to raise your hand and come on up and share that with us and explain your reasoning. Okay, who can come up next? Try it again. Alyssa, thanks for raising your hand. Okay, it is heads up. So you're gonna round it to the nearest 100.
It is 200 because the one place is a 4, and when it's a 4, you go down.
Well, what if it was 218?
Then you'll go up.
18? Is 218 closer to 200 or 300? Can we help her out? She brought up a great learning point. What if it's 218? Does that 8 make it round up? Come on in, Athena, and have a seat. Help her out. Who can tell her? Damien, what do you think?
You round down because if you want to round up, it has to be in the 50s.
Ah, so 50. Then we look at the tens place. So if it's 250, if the tens place helps us determine if we round for the hundreds. That make sense? Good job. Thank you, Damien. That was awesome. The tens place, if we're rounding in the hundreds, the ones doesn't really matter. You have to look at the tens place next to it. Okay, come on up, Anissa. Heads up again. Nearest 100.
Big boy.
You guys are great listeners. Thank you. Okay, nearest 100. What's it going to round to? Round up to what? So this, you're right, this rounds up, but we're rounding to the nearest 100. Get your bubble, please. You can sit crisscross so we don't trip on you. Thanks. So we're rounding to the nearest 100. Let's pull out our number line. Can you take a step back so we can see? 266 is right here, between which 200s? So which 100 is it closer to? 300. High five. Thank you. Let's do one more and round to the nearest 10. Alejandra. Belly up. But I cheated a little bit. 10. Keep your hands to yourself, please. Okay, to the nearest 10.
It would be to 20.
This would round up to 20 because you looked at the ones place, but not just 20. We can't get rid of the 600, so it'd be
620.
620. Awesome job. Okay, we're gonna play our little cakewalk game.
Yay!
So we're gonna change it up a little bit, Ivy. When you get your number, tracking Miss Danaher.
Tracking Miss Danaher.
When you get your number, you're gonna stand in a circle, but I have these cards that tells you, just like my turtle friend, if it's gray, we round to the nearest 100. If it's white, we round to the nearest 10. Okay? And that's right up here. And every time you answer, you get a popsicle stick. We're just gonna use these popsicle sticks. And if we run out, we can move on to sticky notes. So you get a popsicle stick, and then the person with the most popsicle sticks wins. Question?
Wins what?
Just wins. Because you win because you learn.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Good question. All right. So the popsicle sticks are the prize. Excuse me, Raphael. Can you scooch right there for me so I can get through this? I'm going to put the cards up here. They're all in here. So if you have a 10 or a 100, you have the opportunity to still get a card based on what color it is. And I'll let you know if it's gray or white because it's kind of hard to tell. So I'm going to mix them up. When you get your card, we're going to stand in a circle. Quietly. And then remember, if you have the answer, what do you do?
Raise your hand.
Raise your hand quietly. All right. Go ahead and take your number and stand somewhere in the circle. I might have to move you around a little bit. But you had an absolute voice level 0.
That's what I got yesterday, Dad.
Huh?
What I got yesterday?
0. Voice level 0. Stand up in a circle, please.
I got 1,000. Oh my, there's no way.
Put it between your feet. Stand up. No, those are not gray. The number cards are gray.
I literally got
Class. Hands nice. Oh, I need 100% people clapping and 100% eyes on me. Class.
Yes.
Hands, eyes.
There's no way.
Make sure you're in your circle. I'm going to have these friends back here take a step back so we have a little bit of room. Raise your hand if you do not have a card. Okay, here we go. If nobody wins, because I have some of them, we'll just draw again. Remember, all you do is quietly raise your hand. So this is a gray card. It's going to round to the nearest 100.
Big boy.
Raise your hand if you have it.
Wait, no.
Raise your hand if you have it. What do you have, Lily? 200. If we round to the nearest 100, 214 is closer to 200 than 300. I'm going to keep a little hole here. This card is also gray. Nearest 100. 100. Raise your hand.
Nope.
Nasir, what do you have?
1,000.
1,000.
I didn't even know there would be.
If you're talking, I might put your card back in. Nearest 10. What do you have?
67. No, 60. I was looking up
Is it 60?
Yeah,
5 and above, given a... Nobody has 60?
I have 50.
I'm sorry, nobody has 70?
Right here.
Oh, so thank you, Riley. All right, 70 is in the pot. Freebie.
Cool. Why did I find out?
This is to the nearest 10.
61. Up.
We're going to go over the rules real quick. Tracking Miss Danaher. Nasir, do you think it's a good idea to point to somebody if it's their card? Is that going to help their brain grow?
Nope.
So, Ivy, what's it your job to be? A listener, and use your own brain, Raphael. Anybody have it? Yes, this time it was you. All right, we'll do a few more. I'll try to go a little faster. Nearest 100.
No.
Got it. What is it, Ivy?
800.
Thank you for letting me go through. Okay, nearest 100. What you got? 300. Okay, we're going to go fast. Nearest 10. Oh, it's quiet unless you have the answer. Last call. Nobody has 20? Oh, thank you, Riley. Nearest 10.
Me.
What you got? Raise your hand quietly.
Dan, you're taking table.
Miss Sarah will wait on you. Hold your popsicle sticks nicely. Maybe we can play to the first person with 2. Nearest 100. What you got? Yep. Nearest 100.
Oh my.
Okay, we got 2. Let's wait for, we got time. Let's wait for 1 more minute. Nearest 100.
Nope.
Last call. Nobody has 100? Okay, nearest 10. 10, you got it. 11 is very close to 10. 3 more cards, nearest 100.
So close.
Yeah. Tracking Miss Danaher.
Tracking Miss Danaher.
Tracking Miss Danaher.
Tracking Miss Danaher.
Check your voice. Check your ears. Check
What?
Check your hands.
Okay.
What did I say? So 2 more cards. Nearest 10. That was fast. All right, last one. When we're done, I would like you to sit on your number at a voice level 0 in your circle spot. Thumbs up if you heard that. Thank you. Nearest 100.
That's 1,000.
Okay, go have a seat, please.
I got 1,000.
You did. All right, we have a tie. 2 popsicle sticks. All right, 2 claps for everybody. Thank you for working so hard. 2 claps ready, go. Happy.
I got that at 15.
I got one first.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, and the
Talking is done.
When I take your card, I'm also going to take any sticks that you have. I'll wait. When I take your card, I'll also take your sticks. I'm going to go around in the circle. After I go around in the circle and I take all your stuff, I want you to go to your seats. Where are you going to go?
Seats.
Where are you going to go?
Seats.
Where are you going to go?
Seats.
Your seat. At a voice level 0, we're going to do a review worksheet. Okay. You may go. You're already there. You may go. You may go. Good job, guys. You may go. Quickly and quietly. Thank you for using your walking feet. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Your seat, please, Raphael. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome job. All right, I'm looking for people out of voice level 0 in their seats like I asked. You guys can have a chance to stand there if it will help you be successful. Oh, thank you. Let's see, Adrian went to his seat quickly and quietly. Aaliyah went to her seat quickly and quietly. Jada went to her seat quickly and quietly. We'll get a drink in a minute. We're going to go over this. All right. We are going to do just a couple review problems so that I know who can do it on their own. We will do the first one together. I'll let you do the rest with a partner, but then you're going to have to do one on your own for me to check. So that I know if you need a little bit of extra help at my table or not. Go ahead and get out a pencil. I'm going to pass out your papers. Pencils are in the cupboard if you need them. Please don't forget to write your name on your paper. Riley, can you get one please? Make sure you have your pencil. Thank you, Rosalie, for raising your hand. What do you need?
Anissa.
Oh, go ahead. Just take a picture. Class.
Yes.
Raise your hand if you wrote your name on your paper. I'll wait for everyone's hand. Great. All right, we'll wait for Rosalia. Okay. For number 1. We are rounding to the nearest hundreds for all of them because notice I wrote it at the top of your paper. 5 and above, give it a
Shove.
Okay. The number is 99. Raise your hand What hundreds is 99 between? Alejandro. 100 and 99 is between which hundreds? Look at the number line. And 200. So which one is it closer to?
100.
Very good. So you can put a dot on the 100s. 99. Oh, 99 is between 100 and 200? I think I confused you. 99 is between 100 and 0. And clearly 99 is very close to 100, so that's your answer in the box. It rounds to 100. You can use the number line, you can put your dots there to see which 100 is closer to. And Nasir, between 0 and 100, what's the halfway mark?
100.
What's between 0 and 100? What's right in the middle?
60.
60 is between 0 and 100?
50.
50. This is always going to be your halfway mark. 50. 150. 250. That's your 5s that you're going to shove above. You may work with a partner. There's 3 problems. And I'm going to have you go to your seat in about 2 or 3 minutes. We'll see how it goes. Problem number 2. You can do it by yourself if you like. And I'll just give you 2 minutes. Jair, will you work with Riley, please? We'll check them together then. Thank you. Because I bet you guys might have some different answers. You can have a group of 3. Are you choosing to work by yourself? Are you good with 3?
Yeah.
Okay, your 2 minutes have started now. Get to work, please. Check them. Check them with another group when you're done. Three hundreds between which 2 numbers? Yes, she's got it. 300 is between 300 and it's very, very close. It's just 5. It's very close to 5. We'll do them together. 656 is between which numbers? You agree? Now, because it's 56, that 5 shows it up. So over here, what's it closer to? 6 or 700?
One higher than 0.
What do you think? 56. That 5 shoves it above. So what's it closer to? All right, I'm going to do the last one.
I don't get it.
Hey, timer's up. Raise your hand if you need 30 more seconds. Get the picture. 300 is 300 go. 5, 4, Aaliyah, 3,
I did it on my
2. Raise your hand. What did we get for number 2? Athena,
We got 400.
what is 300 between, first of all?
3, 4.
Wait, 300 is between
300 and 400. So if 305, let's look at the 10th place, Tony.
Yeah.
There's nothing in the 10th place. If it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, you let it go. So is it closer to 300 or 400? 300. 305 is very close to 300. Last one. What is 656 between? Alyssa? Because what is it between?
It's between 600 and 700.
And it's closer to?
700 because in the 10th place it's a 5.
I like that reasoning. In the 10th place, it's a 5. Last one. 810 is between what? Riley?
800
800 and?
and 7.
It's between 800 and 700?
900.
900. And clearly, it's only 810. That's pretty low, so it's very close to 800. Okay. Exit slip. Does everybody see the box here where you're going to write your answer?
Yes.
Everybody has their name on their paper.
Yes.
Raise your hand. When you're done, where does your paper go? Raise your hand. Anissa? On my chair. And I will check it and let you know where to go from here. Can you hang tight and then you may go? Okay, last slide. To the nearest 100. Round 362 to the nearest 100. You're doing it by yourself. Write your answer in the box. Put it on my chair quietly, please. And go straight back to your seat. I'll let you know where you need to go. Using your own brain. You can help us, Leah? On my chair and straight back to your seat.